So here's the deal. Methane is the big problem, as if we didn't have enough to worry about. Methane is in the air, it's part of our atmosphere, but only in small quantities. We don't want that to increase. We don't want to change that ratio, because usually for life to exist as we know it, we've got oxygen, some nitrogen, helium, some hydrogen, types of things like that, and water, vapor, small particles, molecules, H2O. Of course, there's all other kinds of things that are pollutants, but we won't go into that right now. We're just talking about methane as a huge, looming possibility. I guess it's really a part of the global warming or climate change philosophy or movement. Many people poo-poo it, if you want to say, they just don't buy into that. But here's the explanation. 5 or 6 times in the ancient prehistoric past of the Earth, there's been major die-offs, extinctions, and all of it seems to coincide with a major influx or large percentage of methane in the atmosphere at that time. So, if that's true, if that's what the information says and that's the data, then we're really in a lot of trouble with methane. Showing that methane is the cause of a lot of death and destruction. Creatures that breathe air, that have lungs, I don't think that we can deal with that. Aside from the fact that every time there's methane, it seems that the temperature rises. Just everything across the earth would just start to cook. And that's not good. We're not used to the higher temperature range. If it goes above 100 degrees average, and the poles and the glaciers all melt, the ice caps, it's already starting. So, well, I don't know. There's also information that says there's a record amount of ice here and there, and wherever they're saying that it is, I'm not sure. I didn't have time to go up there, and you probably didn't either. So we're apt to be misled by these ideas. I'm not being misled. I'm just telling you, as a scenario, it's worrisome. But am I going to lose sleep over it? I'm going to try not to, because I have faith that everything's being controlled by a higher power and not just paranoia and not some pseudoscience ideas that they want to throw at us. I put this right after the Comet Ison thing with Planet X, and I'm not sure, but if it is, the archangels are there. The other guy, BP Earthwatch, says it's Gabriel, the archangel. And, it's written in the prophecy. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have specific information. I can, read it out and try to throw together an interpretation. But that doesn't really matter, because I'm not professing stuff like that. I'm just giving the most sensible questions. The way to question reality. That's what I'm here for. What's the mystery? Let's make the mystery as clear-cut as possible. So, methane. Also, I want to add that it's increased by human activity, technologies, industry. So that's a big no-no. The business world and corporations need to really start to behave, because we don't need them releasing any more methane. Also, it comes to agriculture, because there's so many cows that they're producing for beef. Look up Beyond Beef. Just that phrase on Google, Beyond Beef. That'll give you a lot of information of why we should be vegetarian and not putting all the pasture out for cows and You know, granted, cows are great, but we shouldn't have that many of them. Do you know there's more cows than people in, you know, half the states of the United States? I mean, you know, that's not right. So they're producing methane. Methane's producing by the melt-off. It's produced by the industry and agriculture. And now, the biggest industry that's going out into the fields and the mountains and everything is hydrofracturing, otherwise known as fracking. Just say no to fracking. We don't need that because it's another rip-off industry of the oil moguls, the petrodollar, and all that stupid nonsense, the warmongers, keeping us under their boot heel slaves. We're not always going to have that. The world is going to change. It is going to change. Maybe it hasn't changed this year, but we're going to transition. And once it starts, it's going to be rapid, and they're going to be down like the dinosaurs. Extinct. Speaking of extinct, I hope that we don't get a huge increase in methane, because what are we going to do about it? Burn it off? Just, you know, light the atmosphere on fire? Yeah, we'll become like a mini sun. I'm sure that the human species can evolve like that overnight. No, just kidding. Give me your ideas. Please tell me you're not paranoid. But methane is something we need to study and understand better. Maybe there's a use for methane, collecting it up. Share this with all your friends, and thanks for watching.